Ladies and gentlemen, fight fans all around the world, let's talk some boxing. So we're looking at predicting fights, whether they're exciting, boring, or they are mismatches. And we're looking at the NBC the NBC fight card, okay? Now, remember, we were looking at 3 fight cards, ESPN2, Showbox, and NBC. So here's the NBC card. We're looking at the welterweight fight. 2 guys who just moved up in weight from junior welterweight, also known as super lightweight. Gabriel Bracero versus Felix Diaz. And Gabriel Bracero has had 23 wins, 4 by knockout, 1 loss. Felix Diaz is undefeated, 16 wins, 8 by knockout. Okay? Let's look at Felix Diaz. This is Felix Diaz here. Felix Diaz is the guy in the red and I guess green or gold or yellow trunks. He's from the Dominican Republic. As you can clearly see, he is a southpaw, and he was fighting off the ropes, but he's getting tagged quite a lot by Adrian Granados. Granados is a guy in the black and white trunks. And you can see Diaz, he's getting clocked on the ropes. He's fighting off the ropes. He's a short guy, but he's game though. But you can see already, I don't know if this is the greatest thing in the world for him. He's not extremely accurate, not extremely sharp, but he really does fight pretty well off the ropes though. Even though I think Adrian Granados could probably make more advantage of him fighting off the ropes. Anyway, this was one of his more recent fights, and he actually won this fight by majority decision. Sort of slippery on the inside. Granados can't seem to take advantage of the situation, and so it's basically Felix Diaz. When we look at Gabriel Bracero, let's look at his fight at junior welterweight against DeMarcus Corley. I'll just skip on, try and get into the fight here. You can see DeMarcus Corley is the boxer, southpaw stance, and this is an interesting matchup because Gabriel Bracero is actually going to be matched up against the southpaw. So he did pretty well against DeMarcus Corley. Actually, he lost to DeMarcus Corley. So the last southpaw he fought, which is very recently, and this has to do with his history, he lost to. Now you can see he's oh wow, he's more of a pressure fighter, it looks like, but he's also a boxer. Using that high guard, it's kind of tactical. Marcus Corley is walking him down, catches him with the straight right, counters him. He's got that kind of highish Mexican guard, but he's staying on the outside, so he's more of a boxer. DeMarcus Corley's more of the aggressor in this fight. Corley looks pretty big too. Okay, so what we know is this is a matchup against 2 boxers. One's a southpaw, one's orthodox stance. One's pretty slippery. Felix Diaz is pretty slippery southpaw. And it looks like Gabriel Bracero, he's more of a Mexicanish-like fighting style boxer. Okay? You can see he has that high guard when he fights. So, when we look at, he's not ranked at all. Felix Diaz, is he ranked? Yes, he's ranked number 68th. Number 1 in his country. Gabriel, we don't have any ranking for him. They're both at welterweight now. And what can I say? Very, very good fighter, reasonably good fighter. And DeMarcus Corley defeated Felix Diaz. Defeated Gabriel Bracero. Felix Diaz doesn't have anybody of that caliber in his lineup. So when it comes to level of opposition, Gabriel Bracero has gotten higher level opposition than Felix Diaz. In terms of ranking, Felix Diaz is the higher ranked of the 2. In terms of styles, Diaz and Gabriel Bracero are boxers. Diaz doesn't have that great punching power. and neither does Bracero. Bracero even less. So they mostly rely on their boxing skills. And when we look at their weight, both are at the same weight, moving up in weight. Skill set wise, looks like Diaz is more slippery defensively than Bracero, so Bracero is going to have difficulty even finding Diaz. And Diaz is the one with a record that has greater punching power than Bracero. So let me just break this down. It's another technical fight. I don't think you're going to see a knockout at all. Even though Bracero is made for Diaz, basically. What you're going to see is a boxing match between two boxers. It's going to be kind of boring for the person who likes rock'em sock'em fights. It's a very tactical fight. The guys are, I would say, they're equally matched in skill, so it's going to be competitive, but there's not going to be a whole lot of action, and there's going to be a lot of missing by Bracero, and Felix Diaz is not the sharpest guy out there, southpaw, so he's going to be missing too. So for some people it's going to be pretty boring. For the people who are really involved in boxing, know there's not too much danger there, but you never know what could happen. They're going to just look at it as a chess match. I think Felix Diaz is going to get a unanimous decision win over Gabriel Bracero, because Bracero doesn't seem to have the power to really hurt Diaz. So Diaz is just going to outbox Bracero, and that's pretty much how that fight will go. Just like the DeMarcus Corley fight goes. So what you need to understand is matchmakers, they generally set up matches to help up-and-coming prospects. And this is basically what's happening on that card. Okay? So that's basically it. I think I summed that up. You guys can go ahead and see if that's what transpires on Friday night. But this is my take on it. Looking at the fighters, their styles, their skill sets, their weight, their record, their rankings, their history, and their level of competition. You guys have a good one now.